hello. I was just talking. I thought I was filming and I was not. So this is my first rant with my Osmo. So I hope I'm learning how to use this thing. It's not grabbing my phone completely well, but hopefully this will improve the quality. I know the color. It's very winter's day here and raining, so it's probably, if you can see me. Okay. Try to balance this thing because it's not holding my phone very well. Okay. In today's episode of Australia's Downfall, I am very pissed off about migrants not speaking English in Perth. Why do you... God, it's unbelievable. These migrants from all different countries and cultures do not care enough about us as a country to learn freaking English, because Albo and Tony Burke have kissed their ass so much, and they clearly believe that they're so important, and that clearly Albo's welcomed them on the red fucking carpet that Aussie taxpayers probably fucking paid for. And they can't care enough about us to care about to actually speak freaking English. It's disgusting. And they get so surprised when I tell them to speak English. I'm like, we do speak English in this country, actually. Like, you're not that special for us to change the whole official language of our country just because you want to invade our country. Yes, just because the government allowed you to come in without us having a freaking say in it, that doesn't mean that you are worthy of coming here and not learning English. You're not that special. You're not that special for us to change the entire official language of our country. So shut up, fucking learn to speak English in public, okay? Because we are Australia and we speak English here. Thank you very much. It's fucking insane. The self-entitlement and the arrogance of these migrants is unbelievable. The migrants are unbelievable. The arrogance they have is, oh my God, unbelievable. I'm also pissed off about the fact that mass migration has happened. And I think it's happening, and I'm so fed up with hearing about low birth rates, while I think most of us know why the low birth rates are happening. But it's not talked about enough because we're too busy talking about the mass migration. I actually think that the mass migration is a way to get us angry. I'm not saying we should not be angry about mass migration. We should. But I think it's also to cover up something else that we should be more angry about, and that's abortion. I do think I now and with Albo being so angry at us for being angry about the humiliation ritual that is the welcome the country, that is the clearest example of the white hatred that flows through Albo's heart and mind, and the love of money, the sinful, evil love of wasting taxpayers' money that also flows through Albo's mind. And doesn't the Bible say that love of money is the root of all evil? Yeah, well, look at all the evil deeds that Albo is doing because of his evil love of money. Not only is he doing evil deeds with money, it's even worse, he's doing evil deeds with the taxpayers. He's doing evil deeds with the taxpayer dollars. He can't even have the decency to use his own money for his evil deeds. It's insane. So, Yes, so I do think that because of white hatred, abortion has been legal in Australia for so long. And I think that the low birth rates in Australia has been caused, I reckon, I have not looked up the stats, but I do think that I would guess that abortion would be a high stat cause of the low birth rates, and I think that mass migration is the government band-aid to cover the bleeding from abortion causing the low birth rates. And I think that mass migration is a distraction tool to get us distracted from the low birth rates caused by abortion, or the evil fact that abortion is legal in the first place. We've forgotten about that because we're too busy screaming about the mass migration, which Albo also does not care about. And yeah, I'm just wondering why abortion is often not included in the conversation about mass migration, because I think the two go together, sadly. I think the abortion caused the low birth rates, and then I think that, I think abortion caused the low birth rates, and mass migration is the government band-aid they're using to cover up the bleeding from that. I do think that if we, and it's interesting that we're told of the migrants and needed for skilled labour, then needed to vote. Well, if we didn't allow every woman that ever had sex in Australia to kill their baby at any time of that pregnancy, whenever they want, because they wake up the next morning regretting the guy that they freely made the choice to sleep with, if we didn't allow that and make it illegal nationwide, as it should be, and I would do day one, man, if I was in charge, I know I would call, if these lefties are so pissed off and they hate Pauline Hanson, they would hate me. If they think that Pauline Hanson is radical, oh my God, I would, man, if I was ever Prime Minister, they would hate me 10 times more than they hate Pauline Hanson. Because I would make abortion illegal nationwide, and it would have a 5 to 10 year jail sentence with mandatory Bible reading and church attendance, and I would shut down the banks, and I would give everyone safes to have their cash at home under lock and key, and I would shut the borders. And when a migrant wants to come into this country to live or to work, I would do the great Aussie test, which is, one, do you know who Steve Irwin is and was? Do you intend on learning English and speaking English? And do you know every word to True Blue and to the song I Was Only 19? If you fail that test, entry denied. Because I think every migrant that comes into this country should know who Steve Irwin was, know every word to True Blue, and to know every word to the song I Was Only 19, and they should be and they should attend every march that is for the improvement of this country, and they should learn English. So if they think that Pauline Hanson is radical, my God, these lefties would lose their mind if I ever get into power, which I don't know if I actually want. I mean, there are laws I want to put in place, but I would be too worried about the government system changing me and turning me into an evil, terrible, bankrupt person. But man, I would love to get in there and put in some new laws, especially the abortion. I would ban abortion nationwide day one. Because we keep being told, oh, the low birth rates is such a hard problem to solve. It's really not. It's really not. You ban abortion, you close the gates, you pay Aussies to have babies, you know, give the Aussies housing instead of people who just turned up yesterday. It's actually not that hard. It just requires people to actually have a backbone and to care. Which I know Pauline Hanson cares. I don't know if Pauline Hanson has the thing to ban it. I know that Pauline has said that she's against abortion late term, but not completely. I am against it 100% as a pro-life Christian. I would ban it nationwide altogether, completely, which I think would cause... And then I would sit back with my popcorn and watch the lefties protest and lose their mind. Yeah. What Australia needs is a real Christian, or a real Catholic anyway, a real faithful in God person as a Prime Minister, and who actually puts laws into place for the improvement of this country that are based on the Christian faith, or Catholic faith even. That is what Australia really needs. A Prime Minister that is faithful to God and Jesus Christ, who actually lives out their faith and puts laws into place that are based on the principles of that faith. See, I also hate it strongly that men are told not to have a say on abortion at all. Well, that is the most stupidest statement ever. So the man is required in the process of creating the baby's physical existence in the first place, but he doesn't have a say if you want to kill the baby that comes from the sex that you want him for. Does anyone see how utterly stupid that argument is? The men should have a say on abortion, because the baby that comes from you having sex with him could be his son or daughter, and he has a right to know the destiny of that kid. He has a right to do that. It's disgusting. And I know everyone brings up the whole, what about the baby in rape and incest? Even in rape, I'm anti-abortion, because the baby that comes from a rape situation, of course, it's heartbreaking and tragic, but the baby itself is innocent. Why should we punish the baby who's done nothing? The baby itself has done nothing wrong. Why should we punish a baby that's done nothing wrong? That's like punishing the mother twice. Oh, the mother had something bad happen to her, so we must kill the baby. Are you nuts? Isn't that insane? That is the clearest act of punishing the innocent. The baby's done nothing wrong. Neither has the mother. So why should we punish it? I think that's punishing the mother. The abuse is not the mother's fault. It's not the baby's fault either. So why should we punish the baby that's done nothing wrong? That makes no sense to me. The baby could and should be seen as a blessing that comes from something terrible. Yes, I just went on that abortion rate. I wasn't expecting to do that, but I don't know. Yeah. Yes. And Elbow, shove your I haven't had a break comment up your ass. I wish that were true, that you haven't had a day off. Actually, it is true that you haven't had a day off from destroying the country. You can't say that you haven't. You can't say that you haven't had a day off from your actual job of running the country, because from day one of you being in the country, you've been the most hated, corrupt, retarded, out of touch Prime Minister that we've ever had. And I pray that kids in the next generation, and every kid now born into Australia, migrant or not, is taught in our schools that once the right-wing revolution comes, that kids are taught in the future what a total shameful embarrassment that you are to this country, and what a global laughingstock Australia is now. If the UK wasn't such a disaster, Australia would be the number one laughing stock. Oh, absolutely disgusting. Yeah, there's my rant for today. Thank you for watching, everybody. And I like this actually. I think this Osmos makes it feel less stable and less shaky. At least I kind of like it. Yeah, thank you. That's what's happening in today's episode of Australia's Downfall. Thank you for watching, everybody.